Okay, we had to say farewell to a good aircraft and maybe farewell forever to a good pilot, but that we will establish later. Now we still have one enemy that can attack, and we use the usual method. 1 to 5 he attacks Kong, and 6 to 10 he attacks Kong. Dino, he attacks Kong. ECM. Kong, is your ECM pod going to work? Yes, for the first time in the game, the ECM pod averts the attack. Now, Dino is the slow pilot that still has to attack this turn, and I just realized actually he still has a rocket from before, and he's gonna fire the rocket on that fleet. We only need 1 point, just one hit, Dino. One hit against the fleet. He has a +2 on air-to-ground targets, and yes! Yes! He needed a 6, well, A +2, he gloriously hits the target, he inflicts the last hit, needed, well, I don't really need the marker for 9, but I'm gonna place it there just because it took me so much work to do so. So the target is now destroyed, we are in the movement phase of the turn, of the last turn, and they use that to live this cursed tactical display. As we fly back home, feeling the bittersweet sense that comes from completing the mission but losing 2 airplanes and possibly 2 pilots, we have to complete the final procedures for the turn. The first thing, we flip the last event card, and we read the bottom section that says select 1 pilot flying this mission to gain 1 extra experience point during the record pilot experience and stress step. So one of my survivors will get an extra victory point. Now I remember that also had the event card from the beginning that was pretty good, gain 1 victory point if you destroy this target, so at least we get that. So if we don't lose our pilots, if they're not missing in action, maybe this mission wasn't a complete waste of time and resources. I need to roll, and I have several possible modifiers. I subtract 1 for the waypoint penalty for the target, which was -1. I could have 1 to the roll for each waypoint of air-to-ground weapons that I expand here, but none of my survivors have any of those, so no positive modifiers there. Also, I could add 2 if the aircraft was shot down during target bound, and 1 if it was shot down during homebound. None of these apply because both of my airplanes were shot down over target, so the only modifier is a -1 because of the weight penalty of the target. So first we roll for Mystic using this table. We get a 7 -1 6, so actually Mystic was recovered under fire. Oh, okay, he survives, even though he gains, suffers 5 stress, and will gain 1 experience point in the end. Okay. Then Sniper, let's roll for him. 10! -1 with the modifier, still 9. It's a quick recovery. The pilot suffers 3 stress in addition to any mission stress, but nothing else. Now it's time then to do the final calculations. I'm particularly happy about this result. The mission really was not a complete waste. Now I completed the debriefing procedures and the turn is over. I'm just showing you very briefly my very professional player log, which I made with the name of the pilots and the level of skill, who is flying in what day. Then here I have the column for stress and cool and experience. I already updated everything after this mission, giving the extra point in experience to Dino because, well, that's gonna help him to get to the next level, but also I think he deserves it. He is the one that destroyed the target that gave the final push with that miraculous rocket. I deducted the stress points for the pilots that had cool and the pilots that didn't fly today. Everything is ready for the next day. That's the stat of my squadron that I'll have to take into account when I choose my next pilots. Now let's take a look to the way the campaign is looking. This is the end of day 4. I destroyed the target, number 33. I gained 2 points for doing that, +1 was assigned to me by the card. I lose 2 points because 2 airplanes were destroyed. Still a +1. Not my best day, definitely. These were better. There were days in which I did not destroy the target, even though I must say that I still got to manage it pretty well. So maybe this is the worst day so far, maybe not. However, this is day 4. I still have many days to fly, many missions to accomplish, a lot might still happen. I had fun playing this. I'm sure I will have more fun. Everything is ready to start the next mission. But for today, this is the end of my sample mission for Hornet Leader Carrier Air Operations.